Okay, no actual chapter name change yet? Just a break, I guess? The daytime sunshine hurts my eyes. Same, girl. I could hardly sleep last night as I was thinking about what to do regarding the minister, and this morning I made a regular visit to the residence, so I haven't gotten a whole lot of rest. Well, both are things that I want to do, so I can't really complain too much about it. Maybe I should take a rest soon. I'm confident in my body's strength. However, the current situation is quite different from Roos, and since I've got mental burdens, I should be careful. It might be time to take better care of my physical state. I was thinking that while walking. I'm glad that she, thinks about these things. She doesn't just keep pushing until she collapses. She's like, you know, it's important to keep a healthy mind and a healthy body to accomplish your goals.
Wait! Please, listen to what I have to say!
There's nothing you could say that I'd want to hear. This voice is... In response to the cornered voice, I hid in the shadows without thinking. I was reluctant to eavesdrop, but I wanted to find out more about the situation. I was also curious to see what the king would do while I wasn't around. Step aside! You're annoying! Yeah, I have no intentions of being friendly with a Nasla man.
If you want to talk to us, shouldn't you do that through Miss Naala?
Looking at the women's faces, they were all not in the residence this morning. I recalled hearing from another woman that they had been called out in secret.
She's currently working on a large mission that only she can do. I'd rather not increase her burdens.
Is Miss Naala helping you out?
We are comrades who are pursuing the same dream. As equals, she's not helping me out. We're working together.
Oh, Toya. Toya, stop. Stop making me fall in love with you.
That's why I also have to work as hard as I can.
Toya knows that I'm going to Minister Orda's place every day. I didn't even think about what he thought of that. If he's not criticizing me, then maybe I don't have to worry. No matter what Toya says, we're just enemies who happen to be working towards the same goal. Oh, girl. I had decided to keep him at arm's length. He doesn't really think that we're comrades. His straightforwardness strikes me in the chest, amazing me. He's more forgiving than me, who waved him away because we are enemies. I mean, to be fair to you, Naala, you have been kidnapped from your home. He's in his country, with his people, with his crown. Nothing's changed for him like it has for you. So it is easier for him. Even if Toya is a former enemy, he has the strength to protect someone who has become a companion, even this cheeky little girl. She keeps calling herself cheeky. I don't know if that's why he is the Nasla king, or if it's his true nature. Either way, he's shown me the difference between us. Rather than wasting time trying to classify people as allies or enemies, perhaps I should be looking towards my goals.
Please. I need your help for the development of a cure.
The women gradually began to be confused by his tone and facial expressions that showed his desperation. A cure?
That's right. I'm developing a cure for the rot to stop the spread of further damage.
What does that have to do with us?
There are more than a few people who, like me, would rather not kidnap women. If we can complete the cure and rid this continent of the rot, then I believe we'll be one step closer to sending you home.
Says the guy responsible for kidnapping us.
Your anger is justified. I know that my wishes are selfish. But, to be honest, development is at a standstill. While I'm tied up in royal duties, I only have a limited amount of time to gather information.
In other words, you think there's value in the information you can get from us.
Roos isn't as badly affected as Nasla. I believe that the key to developing the cure lies there. I'm focused on that. We're all afraid of the rot. Therefore, please, I entreat you.
The women were frozen with amazed looks on their faces as the king bowed his head. After a few beats, they looked at each other. They seem to be asking, what will we do with their eyes? I wonder if I should step out. But if I show up suddenly and agree with Toya's opinion, it might make the situation more suspicious. The heavy silence continued, and I felt awkward while hiding. As I was wondering if I should step out, one of the women spoke out.
I think it's a good idea.
Her remarks, which disrupted the resistance, caused a buzz.
Think about it carefully. Do you really know what you're saying? Everyone, think carefully. As long as we're here, we don't know when we might catch the rot. I'd rather live with hope, rather than live a life where I'm paralyzed with fear.
Well, that is right.
But to cooperate with these cowards who kidnap women. We'll never be able to go home if we're stubborn. I think it's smarter to work towards getting back home. Well, that might be true.
It is true that grieving doesn't improve our current situation.
More eyes gather on Toya, who kept his head bowed. After a few seconds of silence, the women nodded one after another. The first woman to agree opened her mouth.
Please, raise your face. I'm still not convinced, but if this can increase the chances of returning home, then I'll cooperate. Really? Yes. We will work with you.
Thank goodness. I'm thankful for the women's positive decision. I let out a sigh of relief and leaned against the wall. Suddenly, my palms are wet with sweat. Even though I wasn't the one facing them, it seems that I was very nervous. I got a taste of the greater sense of urgency that Toya must be feeling. Toya's really serious. No matter what the reason, what Toya did cannot be forgiven. I still feel anger over it. However, I don't know if you sympathized. Did you sympathize? Maybe. It's more like it's a sucky situation and he's putting in some hard work to try to rectify it. I like this option more. I also don't want to, like, empathize with Toya too much when we're on Nohl's route, so let's just keep it professional, shall we? Nice. I didn't think to deny his hardworking attitude to solve the problem. Maybe I should let go of my issues and find the courage to move forward. I might also have been moved by his sincerity. I smiled wryly, but didn't feel uncomfortable. Well, I'd better work hard too. Returning to my room, I was getting ready to go out to Minister Orda's mansion as usual. Remembering seeing Toya earlier, I felt my motivation increase naturally. I won't lose to his passion. But when I opened the door enthusiastically, I ran into eyes that were the complete opposite of passion. Oof. That's my dead-eyed husband. You're pretty early today.
I merely came to pick up some materials. It seems you have returned fairly early as well.
He smiled, as if making fun of me for having already given up. Why is this so different from the King Toya? I suppressed the urge to pluck out those neatly organized eyebrows. Damn! Just one by one, pluck, 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 pluck. And fight back with a calm face. I got some useful information from my comrade.
I see, you had quite the interesting stroll.
But as long as there are no results, my actions are meaningless. In other words, to Nohl, my actions were nothing more than a stroll. I became more pissed off, but I swallowed my anger together with my saliva. Yes, it's a much more meaningful time than being together with a husband who doesn't support me. He's like, mwah. I like his mwah face whenever she says something. That's great. When I said it with a relaxed smile, those beautiful eyebrows of his lifted up slightly. She's obsessed with his eyebrows. The smile, as if making a fool of me, disappeared.
By comrade, are you referring to Lord Toya?
So what if I am?
It can be said that it's a wise choice to sacrifice your personal feelings in order to serve your purpose.
I haven't sacrificed. Toya may be the Nasla king, but I can sympathize with his attitude, so I decided that I wouldn't deny him completely. And, unlike you, Toya supports me.
If you are that pleased with Lord Toya, why don't you switch over to him right now?
Oh! Dang! If I didn't know better, I'd say you were jealous. I'm not going to change husbands like dresses.
I see. Well, for you, keeping someone who might be your enemy closer rather than someone who was an ally from the start is more advantageous.
Yes! Yes, it is, though! It really is! He's irked because he's jealous! I swear. Give me that up. Do it. Do it, Nohl. Yeah, do it, Nohl! Yes, I am pleased. It's like he's jealous. It sounded almost like he was pouting. Like a husband who is upset over his wife being praised by another man. Nah, that can't be it. I can't believe that Nohl would behave in such a cute way. That was a stupid idea. I smiled wryly at my own delusions. Oh girl, if you saw the up I saw, you know it wasn't a delusion. Oh, and then suddenly, he approached. In the next moment, my thoughts were frozen by the beautiful face that approached suddenly as I blinked. Why did he get so close? As I stood there, trying to figure out the meaning, Nohl touched the door over my shoulder. Hi. I felt sandwiched between the door and Nohl, making it hard to breathe. Nohl?
I do not care about you. I have no interest.
Yeah, I already know that.
Actually, I hate you.
Ah, that's actually better than having no interest. You are not indifferent to her. There are some feelings there that you claim it's in a negative context. Being told so directly makes me want to laugh. To Nohl, I'm nothing more than a cheeky little girl who gives her opinion. I already knew that, so I wasn't really shocked. I know that too.
Aren't your current actions pointless?
I wonder. We won't know if it's pointless or not until it's all over. Thinking about my reply, Nohl became silent and expressionless. Given his disgustingly good looks, this is when he's the most frightening. She is so over him being beautiful, my goodness. As I internally was frightened by the eerie silence, he lowered his head, which was in front of me. I almost jumped as I suddenly felt his lips upon my neck. Okay. I stopped my shoulders from bouncing up. Frozen in fear from this unescapable situation, I felt pain in the area he touched with his lips. Maybe he sucked on it strongly? That already bit you. Is he marking you before you go out? What's happening here? What?
That will be all. You may go.
May I? This guy. He pushed me outside without giving any sort of reason. I wanted to make at least one protest, but the door closed before I could. What was that? Complaining, I turned my back to the door. Naala, please go find me a mirror. I need you to, for science reasons. Whatever it was, I'm sure it was to harass me. As I thought that, I was a little concerned about what kind of expression Nohl was making on the other side of the door. Yes. I don't know what to make of that entire exchange. Other than I feel like he got jealous, marked her, and then was mad about it and pushed her outside. Alright, well, progress? Question mark. Good morning. Here is my letter for today.
I must ask you to leave.
If possible, I'd like to give this directly to Minister Orda.
The master is absent.
I see. Well, I shall wait here today as well. A wry smile appeared on his face as he raised his eyebrows in annoyance. Sorry, but I'm in trouble too. I may be annoying, but I have to have you deal with me. I thanked him and settled into my usual position. Assume the position. My feet are numb. Ultimately, my efforts for today ended in a failure again as I waited until nightfall and still didn't see Minister Orda. I sighed loudly and bowed to the Gatekeeper before walking away. Nohl isn't too far off when he calls this a stroll. But there's no stroll quite as depressing as this. Dragging my heavy heart and body, I walk down the back alleys. This road is the shortest route between the castle and the minister's mansion, which I just found the other day. It should be the shortest route, but I feel like the castle is 1,000 miles away. The word for right now is exhaustion. Without thinking, a strange smile comes to mind. I turn my head as I hear the sound of majestic footsteps, in contrast to mine, perhaps those of a man. I prepared myself in case it was a pervert. Good on you, girl. Oh god, it was. Hey! It's been a while. How are you feeling about, Naala's marriage these days?
Hey, political assistant's wife.
Suren. It might not have been a pervert, but it's still going to be a nasty encounter. I turned around carefully.
No need to be so tense. I'm not so foolish as to try anything with the political assistant's wife.
Well, that's good. Then is there something you want?
You're as tough as always. Well, that is what I like about you.
If you've got no business with me, then let me go.
Yeah, I got nothing. However...
He turned sideways, giving off an imposing feeling. I took a step back to run away to the other side, and frowned at the presence of the wall behind me. I remembered the incident with Nohl this afternoon. I got stuck between a rock and a hard place then, too. Why does this keep happening to me?
I'm just pissed off.
Like before, he put his hand over my shoulder. What is going on today? I was trapped between the wall and Suren. Looking up to show my discomfort, he laughed from the back of his throat as if he were enjoying this. What do you want to do?
Nothing. But if I had to say, I'd love to have my way with you.
What happened to not doing anything with the political assistant's wife? Suren, why are you like this? I'd kill you before that happened.
Go ahead and try it, if you can.
His approaching lips whispered at a delicate distance, as if they might or might not touch my ear. Ooh! Yeah, girl, get him! I raised my hand reflexively, but Suren grabbed it before I could strike his cheek. I tried to pull away, but he had caught me tightly and I couldn't move anymore.
I'm keeping myself in check, you know. Really, I'd love to kill that perverted bastard.
Do you hate Nohl?
Not hate. He just pisses me off. Stealing my woman.
I don't recall ever being your woman, but I can agree at least on being pissed off by him.
Right. That's why seeing this blatant marking on your neck really just pissed me off.
Damn, he really did mark. What did he do? It's been hours! Dang, I knew he marked her. Huh? I had no idea what he was talking about. I tilted my head slightly, and my neck. What is? I just read everything, and I was reading too fast, and then I didn't read it all, and then I read it again, and then it. Oh no! What? What is with this guy? Why would you come up, say, I'm not gonna do anything, and then proceed to do a thing? Hiya! Okay, I tilted my neck slightly, and Suren pressed his lips upon my stretched skin. I felt teeth sink into the soft part of my neck, causing me to freeze. When did this become diabolic lovers all of a sudden? We're like, you've been marked by one of the others. I shall mark you instead over the mark, because you belong to yours truly. What is happening?
Catch you later. Say hi to the political assistant for me.
Wow. He really just did that to make Nohl upset. I don't want to go home now. Where do I go? I don't even know where to go. I feel like Nohl would believe Naala, though, if she told him, like, Suren just came up and bit my neck. He'd be like, yeah, that checks out. Although he was already jealous with Toya earlier today. Man, today is not a good day. I would have gotten violent if he'd done anything more. That's what I thought, but he let me go surprisingly easily. Maybe he's hoping if he can piss off Nohl enough, Nohl will divorce her, and then he can get Naala back. Maybe that's what Suren's plan is? But why did he wait until now? Was it just because he saw the mark on her neck? So many questions. Suren waved slightly as he turned his back to me, and I looked at him amazed. I have no idea what to do with either Nohl or Suren. Girl, same. Thanks to that, the way back home felt even longer. It's just a long day. Phew. As I returned home, unusually, Nohl had returned before me. He kept writing his documents without looking my way. He looks to be busy. It would be great if he's busy with work. I'm tired and don't want to deal with his nonsense. Well, let's take a bath. Cleaning away the day with warm water will refresh me. Quickly readying myself for the bath, I stood up. Don't look at me that way! What? Turning around, I stiffened up at an unexpectedly strong gaze.
Esta.
Nohl suddenly called out for Esta. As I wondered what was going on, Esta appeared at such a speed that I wondered if he'd been hovering outside of the door the whole time. Probably. I wonder if Esta's been shadowing us. So he might be like, Esta, what happened today?
Excuse me.
Nohl beckoned Esta with just the movement of his fingertips as he bent his hips. From the movement of his neck, Nohl probably asked a short question. Esta also seemed to give a short reply. I wonder if it's something political that I'm not allowed to hear. Their voices were too small for me to hear. I was a little curious about it, but shook it off as I figured it had nothing to do with me. Yeah. But my feet were stopped by a chilly voice.
Wait.
What? With a visual signal from Nohl, Esta silently bowed out of the room. When the door closed, this time he gave out commands in a strange yet gentle voice. I'm nervous. I don't like where any of this is going. Oh no. Alright, well, here we go.
You must be tired. Sit on the bed, facing this way. Didn't you hear me?
I've got a bad feeling about this. But if I refuse his orders, the bet will end immediately. Ominous bed creak. Suppressing the urge to escape, I did as told.
Take off your clothes.
Huh?
Shall we end things?
Shivering with humiliation, I remembered the night I became his wife. I wonder if he's going to throw me the paperweight again.
Quickly.
Okay, I got it. I closed my eyes once and made a decision. I took off my outer garment halfway. A cold breeze stroked my skin and I trembled slightly. Oh. I've never seen her with the wrap on before with her hair like this. Looks kind of cute. Is this okay? I feel like I'm going to die from humiliation and shame. Contrary to me, Nohl, sitting on the other side of his work desk, observed me with a cool face.
Your hands are in the way. Lower them. If necessary, I shall assist you.
Nohl laughed while playing with the paperweight in his hands. It was the beautiful yet twisted smile of the devil. That won't be necessary. I wanted to swear, but I'd be mortified if he threw the paperweight over here. I lower my hands while grinding my teeth. The wind stroking my bare skin made my body feel cold. A shiver runs down my body as I feel his crawling gaze upon me. Thinking about what his next order would be made me feel dizzy. However...
Please remember, I have no interest in you, but I hate it when someone takes my things.
Okay. Huh?
That is all. Proceed to the bath.
I can go.
If you wish, I can take a closer look at you.
No, that's enough! How did you get dressed so fast? That's very impressive. What was he looking for? Are there markings from Suren? Was he just like checking to make sure that was all that happened today? And he was like, someone touched my thing. Someone has touched something of mine. I don't like it. Nohl, you kerfuzzle me. Asshole, pervert, creep. I don't know what he wanted to see, but it was enough to make a fool out of someone. I can't hold my anger in anymore. Oh, hi. As I walked with anger in my shoulders, Essa approached from the front. You are approaching me? He stopped in front of me and bent his hips. What did you say earlier?
Yes.
Nohl heard something from you and then acted that way.
What way?
Anyway, he said something to annoy me.
He asked who was it, so I simply told him the truth.
Who was it? Ah, so he saw the mark, asked who was it. He said Suren. Gotcha. Who? What are you talking about?
The who that left a mark on your neck.
Mark on my neck? Not understanding what he meant, I tilted my head to the left and right. After a few seconds, I suddenly realized and opened my mouth wide. Ah! Is there a red mark on my neck now?
Yes. 2 different red bruises at different angles overlapping.
Oh, how embarrassing. Thinking about walking around all day with Nohl's hickey on me. All day with Nohl's hickey and half a day with Suren's hickey. Ugh. Why? I wanted to bury myself into the ground. And on top of that, I had a hickey from Suren as well. It's so embarrassing that I could feel tears welling up. Rather, I wanted to cry. So, Nohl wanted to confirm that I was still a virgin. In that case, he could have said so. His way of doing things are so perverse. Eh? But how would you know that?
By happenstance.
By happenstance, he could know about that incident in that deserted back alley. Right. I felt like I wanted to swear, but saying anything to Essa is pointless. He's just following Nohl's orders. Right. Whatever. Good night.
Then please excuse me.
I'm impressed at this man who hides his emotions so well as I watch him leave. I didn't know if his emotions were hidden, or if he isn't very emotional to begin with. Anyway, he didn't seem to be a person who is easy to understand. Well, he's on the list for romance later. Nohl might actually be easier to understand. That remains to be seen. That is... I have no interest in you, but I hate it when someone takes my things. Thinking about the haughty Nohl saying something so childish caused me to go beyond anger, so I could only sigh. I wonder if he's unexpectedly childish. However, this child is terrifying smart, and more of a handful than the devil himself. I've been going to the minister's mansion for about half a month. There's no difference between yesterday and today. But this is all I can do now. Will I really be able to meet him someday? Thinking about this, my feet get heavier every day. No point in sulking. I need to be positive in times like this. Anyone can quit at any time, but I'm the only one who can win this bet with Nohl. But even if I win, there's no guarantee that Nohl will keep up his end of the bargain. Even if hanging by a thread, hope is still hope. If I didn't think so, I felt like everything I'd done up to now would have been a waste. Good morning.
Good morning.
My good friend, the Gatekeeper, greeted me with an indescribable look on his face. This is for you. I gave him the package of baked sweets I had bought along the way at the market. The Gatekeeper's mouth opened as if taken by surprise. Well, well.
This is...
a gift.
I cannot give this to the master.
No, this is for you two.
I can't receive such things during my shift.
Please eat it after your shift ends. I'm not trying to buy a favor with this.
I'm currently working.
Then I'll give it to you when you get off. And this.
Yes.
May I wait here? I pointed to a position in front of the gate that was out of the way of foot traffic. It's more or less the place I'm always standing.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I smile and bow at his reluctant reply. Well then, excuse me. I lower my head and move to the place I specified. I then got on my knees facing the mansion. Ugh! I sat on the cobblestones with my knees bent properly. The Gatekeeper stared at me as if he'd swallowed a large bean, but I took a breath regardless. I raised my chin and looked up at the room where I'd seen the minister's face peering out once. I'll be waiting here, no matter how long it takes! The Gatekeeper panicked at my loud voice. He looked like he wanted to stop me, but was confused over whether or not he should touch the political assistant's wife. Possibility alone is meaningless. If it can't be realized, it's no different from a dream. I feel ashamed to raise my voice like this on the main street. I'm also aware that I'm being annoying. But for now, this is all I can do. But I don't want the dream to end! I know I'm being a bother, but I can't give up! Of course, there is no reply. The Gatekeeper, perhaps at wit's end, drooped his shoulders. I don't care how it makes me look, and even if I may come off as disgraceful, I want to show that I'm at least this serious about it. If there's a way for me to chase after him before my eyes, I can't give up. I straightened my spine and glared at the window's cloth as if I could see through it.